Welcome to my garden kitchen. My name is Kimberly if you're new here, and my garden is called Treehouse Garden. Welcome. If you are returning, well, welcome back. Today's garden adventure is pickling some cucumbers. It's going to be super easy because I'm using my electric Presto canner. This is literally like a set it and forget it kind of canner. Today I'm going to be water bath canning, but this canner also does pressure canning. So if you are new to canning and you want to get into it, this is definitely worth the purchase and makes canning super easy. The first thing that I'm going to do is turn on my pressure canner and get it ready. I'm going to fill my jars halfway full with water, and then I'm going to put them in. What's great is while I'm harvesting my cucumbers and my dill, my Presto canner is going to be sanitizing my lids and my jars. Let's get harvesting and let's get pickling. Now that I harvested all my cucumbers and my dill, I grew all of these from Burpee seeds, by the way, and they are pickling cucumbers. I love them. They're so cute. So I gave them a good washing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the ends off, and then I'm going to cut them into spears. And of course, we've got to taste one. I love pickles, especially with salt on them. Super yummy. Okay, back to chopping. I have all my cucumbers cut into spears now, and my pressure canner is telling me it's time to load the jars. So I'm just going to open it up, take off the lid, and then I'm going to grab a towel real quick here. Okay, so now I'm going to take out my jars. They have water in them, and I'm just going to dump that out in my sink. You can't see it, but then I'm going to get out my lids. Just let those air dry a little bit. Okay, so now the fun part, we're going to put in, first I'm going to put in some dill in each of my jars. I don't know about you, but I like mine really dilly. So, all right, you can of course use dry dill, but I have it growing in the garden, so why not use fresh? And then I'm going to add a garlic clove in each one. We've got some bay leaves flying away here. Then a bay leaf in each jar. Got a couple extra little garlics. Let's just throw them in. I grew those. Next, I'm going to put a teaspoon of mustard seeds in each jar. And then black peppercorns. The next part is optional. I like a little spice to my pickles, so I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. These are from peppers that I grew. Okay, awesome. So now I'm going to put my spears into my jars. I like to put my jar on kind of like on the side and load them up that way. You want to jam pack as many spears in here as you can. Mine are a little short for my jar, but hey, that's the story of my life, shortness. All right, so I'm going to get it super duper full. Now I had some cucumbers that were a little bit shorter, so I'm going to just rest those on the top. 1 jar down, 3 more to go. The jars are full. Now it's time to add the pickling liquid. Let me show you how I made that in the kitchen on the stove. In a saucepan, combine 4 cups water, 4 cups vinegar, 1/2 cup pickling salt, and 3/4 cup white sugar. You're going to stir this until it dissolves, and then it's ready to be canned. Just going to pour it right into my jars. Going to leave an inch headspace. Actually let my pickling liquid cool a little bit. It's still warm, but it's not boiling hot. I feel like this gives my pickles a little more crunch. You can add some little crunch granules to yours, but I like to keep everything as natural as possible. So, beautiful. At this point, you could put your pickles in the refrigerator and not can them, and then you would have refrigerator pickles in a week or two. I think I'm going to have a really good cucumber season, so I'm going to can a bunch because I love to eat pickles all year round. I'm a big pickled food kind of gal. All right, so I have my, let me just make sure. I'm going to just measure really quick. Perfect. This is just a paper towel. Got that in the liquid a little bit. Oops. Okay. So you want your lids nice and dry. And then we're going to put on our sterilized lids. And then we're going to screw on the ring just fingertip tight. This is my first time doing a canning video in the garden, you guys, so if it's a little clunky, I apologize. I'll get better as the season goes on for sure. Okay, so the jars are fingertip tight, and then into the canner they go. This canner can hold stacked jars, which is awesome, so if you like to do smaller canning versions, you can. And then, now to put the lid back on. Lock it. So the next step the canner tells me to do is go ahead and push the start, which is the play button. The canner is going to reach a boiling point, and then it is set to water bath for 15 minutes. Like I said, this canner is literally like set it and forget it. So let's let the canner do the magic, and let me take you on a quick little garden tour, and then we'll be back to take out our garden pickles. This part of the garden is a newer addition, so it's a work in progress. I've got two beautiful arches. These beds are Olive Garden beds, and they are amazing. They're sustainable. They come in a kit, and you assemble them. Then I've got some wooden beds out of some reclaimed wood. I'm growing some potatoes. They're starting to yellow. They flowered, so they're probably getting close to being done. So lots of potatoes, lots of amazing things. And then I've got some beans growing, more potatoes, and then a bed of corn. And of course, what garden is not complete without tomatoes? This is also a new addition to the garden. I'm working with Ollie Gardens to create a learning garden. I don't know if you know, but I'm a teacher by trade, so I'm going to be creating some lessons for teachers to hopefully inspire school gardens around the United States so that we can get our students into gardening at a young age and also teach them some really good hands-on lessons. This is the more established part of the garden. Check out that nasturtium. So beautiful. Great thing to put in the garden, especially by cucumbers and squash because it does deter a lot of pests. And then I have my beautiful arches here full of all kinds of pole beans and cucumbers. I love to double my space by growing in beds as well as vertical because why not? Let's jam pack these beds full of food so we have to go to the grocery store less. I do have some traditional wood beds. I actually started this new raised bed garden with those, but they're starting to already fall apart, unfortunately. So I did some research and I switched to more sustainable metal beds, and I love them. One thing I do love about the wooden beds, though, is they have this awesome tunnel that is attached to the beds. That's where I'm growing a lot of my cucumbers. And when the tunnel is in full swing in the summer and it's totally covered up, it is really magnificent. Thanks for taking that little garden tour with me. My Presto canner is reporting that it is done. So we're going to carefully take off the lid. All right, the moment of truth. Oh my goodness, they look amazing. Thanks for joining me today at the Treehouse Garden. Hopefully I've inspired you to start growing some of your own food, to start canning, and just living a more sustainable life. Thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to like this video, follow for more, and don't forget to seed the day.